Chapter 1. The Other World Was at Peace, Part 1. There was nothing particularly unusual or mysterious about that moment. If I had to pinpoint anything different from the norm, it would be that I happened to notice a group of male and female students wearing the uniform of my alma mater. 2 boys and 2 girls, seemingly part of the same club, were chatting cheerfully in front of me. Their aura of confidence and success was almost blinding. The 2 high school girls, likely the most beautiful in their respective classes, made me envy the 2 boys walking alongside them. A perfect 1-to-1 ratio? Could they be couples? Damn, Riyadh is one. Just go away and explode already. Yes, it was a typical scene on my way home. That is, until a mysterious magic circle suddenly appeared behind them as they paused at a crosswalk. Before I could even process what was happening, my surroundings changed in an instant, accompanied by a static noise reminiscent of an old TV. The asphalt beneath my feet turned into stone, and the glaring afternoon sunlight dimmed into the soft glow of lamps. Wait, what just happened? Welcome, Hiro-sama. I barely had time to register my confusion before a beautiful voice, like the chime of a bell, reached my ears. I turned to its source and saw an elegant woman with long golden hair and eyes as blue as the sky. She wore a pristine white dress and stood alongside the group of high school students, except now, there were only 3 of them. 1 person was missing. Please forgive us for the sudden, eh? Her captivating smile froze mid-sentence. Silence followed. Not just me and the 3 remaining students, but even the robed individuals who looked like they belonged in a medieval fantasy setting had all gone still, staring in shock. The tension was palpable. My lady? Are my eyes deceiving me, or are there 4 of them? What a fascinating coincidence, Luna. I see 4 as well. One of the robed figures hesitantly addressed the golden-haired woman, who responded with equal confusion. Meanwhile, my mind struggled to keep up with the absurdity of the situation. If I were a computer, my screen would be displaying an hourglass, stuck processing. I should have gone with an L instead of, wait, what am I even thinking? I glanced at the 3 high school students, who seemed equally bewildered. They looked at me, silently asking if I understood what was going on. I did not. What are we going to do? This is that, right? The hero summoning thing? That does seem likely. My lady, what should we do? What should we do? It's not like we can just say, oops, we failed. Tiki, we need to explain the situation. But first, we have to identify the hero among them. Tiki. My lady, forgive my rudeness, but I believe that phrase is no longer appropriate for your age. Why are you suddenly critiquing my speech? What was this? This ridiculous back and forth. My sense of urgency was slowly eroding. Even the 2 high school girls were staring with their mouths open in shock. And as for the remaining boy, why in the world was he doing a guts pose? Seriously, no? Wait a second. Hero? Summoning? Getting caught up in it? Those sound like familiar terms. Think carefully, me. Oh no. Cough once again. Welcome, sorry. I am thinking right now. Could you keep quiet? Yes, my apologies. I instinctively cut off the voice trying to welcome us, needing a moment to process everything. Right. This was exactly like that light novel I read recently. I wouldn't exactly call myself an expert, but I do enjoy games and light novels. Though I don't watch anime, I suppose that makes me a half-hearted otaku. Regardless, this situation mirrored the plot of countless Isekai stories. The protagonist gets summoned to another world through a hero summoning and embarks on an adventure to defeat the Demon King. I've read dozens of similar stories. But I also knew there were different variations. Some stories had the hero actually fighting a Demon King, while others revealed the summoning royal family as villains. Some protagonists were deemed useless and cast aside, only to turn out to have hidden cheat powers. Excuse me? Right, the most important thing right now was gathering information. While they say fact is stranger than fiction, I couldn't yet assume this was really another world. However, there was no doubt that something extraordinary had happened. That was when I noticed the golden-haired woman watching me, her expression a mix of concern and confusion. The moment our eyes met, reality came crashing back, and I realized I had rudely ignored her after interrupting her earlier. My face drained of color. If possible, I'd like to continue now. Is that all right? I am so sorry. I just tend to get lost in thought when I focus on something, and I quickly bowed my head in apology. Damn, I did it again. I have this awful habit of zoning out when I concentrate. People say it's a sign of deep focus, but it also makes me oblivious to my surroundings. I could feel the two high school girls rolling their eyes at me, and the surrounding people, including the golden-haired woman, giving me amused smiles. The high school boy was muttering something to himself while looking down. Strangely, I felt like we could get along. No, it's understandable given the sudden circumstances. Once again, welcome to the kingdom of Symphonia. With a graceful gesture, the woman lifted the hem of her skirt slightly and offered us a warm smile. So, as expected, this was another world. From the elegance in her demeanor and the way she was addressed, she was likely a noble, perhaps even a princess. My name is Lilia Albert. First, I must apologize for summoning you so suddenly. I understand that you must be confused, and we will explain everything shortly. However, before we proceed, may I ask your names? Ah, yes. My name is Mayama Kaido. As the eldest, I introduced myself first. Unlike in the novels, where people would yell and demand answers, I was so overwhelmed that I simply responded calmly. I am Kusunoki Aoi. Yuzuki Hina. Mitsunaga Seiji. Wait a second. Mitsunaga Seiji? His name literally means everlasting light and justice. With a name like that, isn't he destined to be the hero already? Though, to be honest, he looks more like an indoor type. Mayama-sama, Kusunoki-sama, Yuzuki-sama, and Mitsunaga-sama, correct? Nice to meet you all. Please wait a moment. At Lilia-san's signal, a robed individual retrieved what looked like a crystal ball. I tensed up instinctively, but Lilia-san quickly reassured us that there was no ill intent. I decided to stay put, not because I was scared or anything. Definitely not. It appears Mitsunaga Dano is the hero. The others were caught up in the summoning. So, Mitsunaga Seiji-kun was the hero. As expected. Meanwhile, he did another guts pose. You re the MVP here, man. Good luck dealing with everything. Well then, shall we proceed? Yes. Lilia-sama, please handle the explanation for our three guests who were caught up in this. Mitsunaga-kun would receive a different explanation. Kusunoki-san and Yuzuki-san objected. As for me, my mind was too occupied with a different concern. Who exactly was Lilia-san, and what did she intend for us?